We are live. Yay.
Hey,
Welcome, everyone. I see that we have Malta Scott, and it's okay because he's here now, and Leah's here, and Big J.
What's happening, everybody?
it's okay. No, I'm here.
I'm driving in a hurricane.
And Leah says it would be awesome if Big J were president, way better than Trump. And Reno B's here. Yay. So, how is everybody tonight? Everybody in our studio audience, everybody in our streaming audience. How's Dwayne?
Wayne's good. Wayne's good. Busy, 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 busy.
Yeah.
Busy. Doing what? What are you doing, Dwayne? What's up?
What are you doing? Writing, editing what I wrote. Hey, Russell. And then, and Rocco, where are you? You headed home?
Yeah, we went to a science fair for Rocco Jr. It was
okay.
cool. He made a tornado in a bottle.
A tornado in a bottle. Was that where you put the two bottles together?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you're.
I thought he said I thought he said I met a model.
Yeah, a model volcano.
There, sure
We got damn Rocco's in a car.
Yeah.
Oh, you're freezing, Rocco.
What's
so
what?
You froze. Yeah, that's prettier than usual. So how's Chicago?
The weather's been weird. Crazy ranges of temperature. So
move closer to the router. Okay. What?
Yeah.
We will.
It's. I think we got the weather after you left. I'm gonna mute Rocco. Oh, I didn't even need to mute him. He just disappeared. Yeah, we had horrible rain on Saturday. Of course, the day I had to go out with a friend and run around town. And then Sunday, it was 66 degrees and sunny and beautiful. And now it's raining again today.
Yeah. Yeah. And there have been these like every other day, like crazy storms. Yeah. And then it'll be 70 and then it'll be 30. So it's a great way to get pneumonia.
Yeah. Well, you just have to hide inside.
Yeah. Well, I'm always like overdressed.
Yeah. Sounds like windshield wipers there.
Yeah, I'm trying to lower.
And you're echoing. Can you turn it down a little?
No, I'm not going through the thing. Hold on.
Not going through the thing. Oh my God, technology.
Science.
Yes. Any hoodle. So you've had crazy weather.
Crazy weather. And then yesterday I went to a memorial for the very wonderful actor Mike Nussbaum. If some of you folks are familiar with him, he was in quite a few movies. I think he was most recognizable in like Men in Black. He was in all the David Mamet movies. Chicago actor. And he lived to be 99 years old. He died 6 days short of his 100th birthday.
Wow.
And
I guess he made it.
Yeah, and was he the guy who was Kay's partner in the beginning?
Was whose partner?
Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black.
In the beginning, yeah.
He was his partner, and then they
older gentleman. But great. And here, this is, I mean, put this out there for everybody. I think this is so inspirational. So he was in his 40s, and he had an exterminating company with his brother. He was not an actor, did not act. That was a business, but he wasn't happy. and he walked away from it to try his hand at acting, and becomes, I mean, really a star. Really a star. He happens to live. He lived upstairs of me. That's the only reason I would even know him. Such a gentleman, and not somebody that would be, full of himself at all, but really the quintessential Chicago actor of all the actors that have come, out of Chicago from Northwestern and Second City and etc. But
more so than what the hell is his name? John from Frasier, the father.
Yeah, and he was
I mean, he was another insanely well-known Chicago actor.
Yeah, and actually they were friends, and they did they were in a play together. And I know he played Einstein. It's just an incredible person. So at any age that you're at, you're going like, I can't do it. I'm too old. I mean, how many of us tell that to ourselves? And it's simply not true. It's just you throw yourself at it. Just do it.
Rocco, just pull the car over, park it, and walk away.
I'm done. But that's what I did. I'm doing that. Tired of all this stuff. I don't care how old I am. I'm going for what I need to do.
It's good.
Right now, it's turned the wipers up a little bit. Holy cow.
Got some rain out there, and Leah says Newfoundland's due to be hit with a nasty snowstorm this weekend, but she and Poppy have the storm chips ready. They have both plains and sour cream and onion. But do you have dips to go with them, Leah? Storm dip. And Malta Scott says you always need ample supplies, Leah. Leah and yep. Even with the record high temps they're getting in upstate New York. Well, I'm glad you made it to that memorial, Dwayne, because that sounds like a experience that shouldn't be missed if you have the chance.
Yeah, it was really wonderful. It was beautifully done.
Now, had he already had a private burial and everything, or this was just a celebration of life or memorial or whatever?
Yeah. And it was held at the Shakespeare Theater on Navy Pier, like a giant theater, and there were hundreds of people there, and it was they put together like a little introductory film with interviews, and he was very uncomfortable talking about himself, and I thought that was very endearing.
Yeah.
That's when he would. What, Rocco?
Sorry, I just drove through a lake. I'm gonna name it Lake Rocco.
So what about you, Russell? What you been up to?
Oh, work. I did go out over the weekend to PS1, which is an art museum in an old school building here in New York in Queens, and it's connected to MoMA, and saw some really incredible modern art. So that was fantastic. And then went to Kyklades, the Greek restaurant here in Astoria. And then also went to an incredible Thai place called Sri Prafai, I believe. And that's in Woodside, and had this crispy watercress salad with a spicy seafood dip that goes on top of it, or seafood dressing that goes on top, and it's just outstanding. My friend that I went with, she's here from Maine. She does not like spicy food at all, and the crispy watercress salad, the dressing is spicy, and she was sitting there going, "You're killing me. My lips are burning, but I can't stop eating it. It's so good." Yep.
So it's out in Woodside.
I like
it's in Woodside. Yeah.
Russell, I like how you're telling us about your weekend, and it consists only of restaurants.
No, you just didn't hear.
Yeah.
I talked all about the art museum we went to.
All about. You mentioned it briefly in the beginning, and then you went on about the restaurants. Nothing
Well, I
wrong with
can't.
that. I'm all about the food.
I can't exactly, or it's not as interesting to say. We saw this painting. It was modern. There were a lot of different colors on it.
And then we went to the cafeteria in the museum.
No, we didn't. We actually didn't do that.
I had the corn dog.
Yeah,
no, we were saving ourselves for the restaurant, but we did go by 5 Points.
Oh yeah,
which is no longer there.
The building's gone, right?
There's another building there now. I don't know if they knocked it down or just built up around it, but it's a shame. It's a loss.
Yeah.
You know about that, Dwayne, right?
No.
5 Points was a warehouse kind of thing in Queens that was covered in sort of curated graffiti, and it wasn't just like some guy with a spray can, but it was really, really decorative, and
it was some good art.
It was really good art, and it went up for like 6 stories high, and the owners wanted to get rid of the artists in the building and put up something where they could make more money. And there was a lawsuit going on about the artwork and yada, yada, yada. And before the lawsuit could get started, the owners came in at like 2 a.m. with the crew and whitewashed the whole thing and went, there, it's gone.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bastards.
You can see it. There's a movie about magicians that, I mean, the building is in more than one movie, but there's a particular movie about magicians that it shows up in. And it might be The Prestige, but I forget which one it is. And they use that building as a important plot point. So you see a lot of the graffiti, and it's really kind of cool, but it's a shame that it's gone.
Yeah. Wow.
So, but there is a neighborhood in Astoria that is set aside just for graffiti, and they have all these walls, and it's curated. Like, you can't just go in and start spray painting. You have to request. I mean, you can, but you'll get arrested. But you have to request a permit and probably show a design and submit a proposal, and then you can paint your art up on it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Nicely done.
Well, I mean, honestly, they may have, not that they had planned on it, but they may as well have torn the building down, because it was the art that was
right. And I think they did. There's a new modern building there now, and I'm not sure if they built around what was there or if they just tore it down and started over. But now there's a high rise there.
Yes, it's. I always find it curious that I'm sure they do the same thing. Well, in many places, but tearing down a building from the back, like from the alley, so that the facade remains till the very last moment. So if you drive by or walk by, you go like, "Oh, that building's still there," and in fact, the building's gone, and then that's the last thing they take down. Because they know people are going to start screaming, like, "Oh my God, that building was so cool!" And it's still, it's done.
Done.
Yeah. I hate that.
Yeah. So Leah says that her Understanding Wonderland preview happened on Sunday. Pictures were taken, but she hasn't gotten them yet. It was fun, and the audience loved it. Congratulations, Leah. Last time you were on talking about that, so we're very thrilled.
That's great.
And Big J says, but boy, what a drag ball. So, and
it was fun.
It was a great drag ball, and there's lots of footage up there to see. And when I get some time, I will put up the rest of the footage to watch. So, Big J, I think I have all of your performance, Big J, that I'll put up at some point. And I have everything that the LeMays did and everything Yolanda did, and it's just time. Got to make money too. till Amber
Yeah,
Live
you do.
makes millions. And anyway,
In
so that
time.
brings me to a big question, Dwayne. What'd you have for dinner?
I haven't eaten yet.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
Shocking. Rocco?
I had 2 sandwiches from McDonald's.
You had what?
Something from
2
McDonald's.
Filet-O-Fish sandwiches from McDonald's.
Ah, you went the healthy route. It's not even Friday.
Well, you know.
It's not even fish.
It was supposed to.
Actually, it is
I
fish.
wasn't even going to
No,
eat
I know.
No, it's
Believe
good.
it or not, they use like Alaskan pollock or something. It's shocking.
Because they couldn't get Jackson Pollock.
It's good.
Exactly. The floor looks like
he
a
used to
Jackson
work out
Pollock.
here on the island. He's got a
Did he work
studio
out
out
there?
here on Long Island.
Yeah.
On the Hamptons somewhere. I've never been there, but
Yeah, I wouldn't let you into the
found out when
Hamptons
my
either.
cousins came here one time. Like, oh, we went up to Jackson Pollock's studio. I was like, where the hell is that?
Yeah.
I was schooled by
I
Jersey
bet.
people.
So Joanne O'Brien had a roast beef sandwich for dinner.
That sounds good.
Tasty. Although here she says she had roast beer. Leah said Poppy and I had pork chops and vegetable Mr. Noodles for dinner. I don't know Mr. Noodles. I'm assuming that's like a cup of soup or something, but must be Canadian. Reno's going to make breakfast after this chat. Balta Scott had sweet and sour chicken and egg rolls. And now the big question.
Ooh.
Can you guess what Big J had for dinner? Anyone?
Cheese pizza.
Nope.
Or bagel bites. Bagel bites.
Bagel bites.
So I want to know, does he go like to Costco and get like a crate of them since he eats them every day?
I think his mother must.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know what that's like.
Bagel bites in volume.
He gets the bagel bite discount. It says Mr. Noodles are Canadian only, maybe, and they're a brand of instant ramen. We have Top Ramen and Manchurian or something like that. Those are the two big instant ramen brands I see around here.
Mr. Noodles, that's a good name, though.
It's a great name.
It's a great name, yeah.
My parents get me that, says Big J.
Yeah, well, you got great parents.
Yeah. So that's a lot of dinners.
And Russell?
Oh my goodness.
What'd you have?
I had an air fried chicken thigh that was covered in adobo spice and paprika. And then on the side, I made a spicy marinated Mediterranean bean salad that had white beans and broccoli and what else? Onion, dill, parsley. What else did I chop? Artichoke hearts, roasted red peppers, and then I put this Italian blend stuff in it. And maybe Rocco knows how to pronounce it because I sure don't. It's this. You see jars of it in the grocery store. It starts with a G, and it's pickled vegetables, and it's like Giancariolia or something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name that well.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's Italian?
But we'll call it Giancarlito.
Yeah, it's Italian. Let's see if I can find it.
That's all you need to know. Oops. Got these things both asleep in the car.
No, you'll just have to leave them there and go in.
Sign off in a minute.
I know your fans you'll be back though, right?
Yeah, if you guys are still on.
Well,
Depends
go
how
throw
much
the
trouble
kids,
they are.
throw the niece and nephew in bed, and come back.
That's my plan, man.
Malta Scott says Garlandina.
There you go. He knew.
You're very close, Malta Scott. I just I'm adding an overlay here. Hang on 1 second. If I can find it. Where'd it go? Oh, darn it. I have to reformat it. Hang on 1 second. So anyway, so we had that, and then Jack and I had that,
Right.
and then he brought up a large giant navel orange, and we cut it up and had that, which was delicious for a dessert.
What I love about you, Russell, is whenever we ask about what you had for dinner, and then you get the whole what is that on the food
Enchilada?
channel milk train of all the ingredients.
Yes.
I'm surprised you're not like showing us the different frying pans. This one was better than that one, and you know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, I will be happy to teach you. All right, Rocco, we'll see you in a little bit.
I'm gonna see you guys later.
Woohoo!
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not asking you to teach me. Not at all.
Yeah. This is the stuff.
Okay.
Giardinaria.
Italian mix. Interesting. Are they pickled?
They are pickled, yes.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And a little bit spicy. Although this jar says mild. So, but it's all cut up and mixed in with those other parts of the salad, so it was really good. So that was my dinner. Who else had an interesting dinner? Oh, Malta Scott says that's how it's pronounced. Garladina. Or Jarladina. Okay.
Jarladina.
And then we got a very tasty.
See,
here we are learning again on Amber Live.
But a great drag name. Judy Jarladina.
Jarladina. I like it.
Judy Garladina.
Judy Garladina. I like it. That's funny.
Well, that's what I'm supposed to do.
You may need to start doing drag.
It's
we'll get you the blue checkered dress and some ruby army boots.
I probably have those in the closet.
Probably. And Big J says, I will have to come on and say hi. Yes, Big J, we're getting there. Stay calm. Lots of time left. I will send you the link. So we've done dinner. What have you been watching?
Oh, well, you know me, the news. Addicted to the news. Well, how about was it Christian cinema, which of course is not religious broadcasting. She's there you go.
Christian cinema. Got it.
Christian cinema.
Yes.
You really need to make fun of her.
Yeah, somebody does.
Somebody does, yeah. So she just basically took the money and ran,
Of course she did.
Yeah.
But that's the way her whole career has been in office.
So glad to see her go. I thought that was good. These days you got to look for the good news wherever you can find it. And I've been listening to the crazy, what is it? The guy who's running for governor in North Carolina, and this horrible things he says about really everybody and everything, things that you couldn't possibly, he's
the one who keeps making like racist comments that are
and I mean he's black and he makes racist comments about things, which is just bizarre. And women shouldn't have the right to vote. It's just this 19th century. and yeah, of course, Nikki Haley dropping out, right, Malta. That's and what's she gonna do? She cannot endorse Trump. She
God,
can.
I hope not.
She
Although
cannot. I
Mitch
mean,
McConnell did.
yeah. Well, you know, he's a fraud. So
Okay, they're all frauds.
Toad or yeah, whatever. But and I'm no fan of Nikki Haley by any means. But after running on this for 6 months, the word that comes to mind on all this is disingenuous. I love the word disingenuous, which is being kind to these people because it's just, wow. You know, like I was saying, hey, this is the guy who trashed your husband, trashed your wife. You know, Mitch McConnell. You know, saying racist things about his wife. You know, what? And maybe that's the difference. Is like, you know, I don't want. It's not necessarily Democratic or Democrats or Republicans or Independents, but you know, if somebody's like trashing you, you know, I would stand by you. You're my friend. It's not like, well, wait a minute, I can make a buck here, so you know, screw Russell. There's like no loyalty even between them, you know. So, and I mean, and maybe that's where it's headed. But
it's all about the almighty dollar with all of them, and that is
so.
They all just want to get rich.
So it's always bad when you ask me what am I watching because I'm watching MSNBC and CNN and Fox, and I watch Fox because you gotta, you know, well, you know,
keep your friends close and your enemy closer.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just trying to be very aware of what's going on. I think we all need to be hyper aware and be careful. We have to take care of one another.
Yes, we do. And vote.
Yeah, it's we are living in interesting times. Yes.
Agreed.
Yes.
Sometimes you just have to turn it off for a while, Reno.
You know. Oh yeah. Oh, you jump out a window. You know. Yeah. You know, absolutely. Yeah. But on the other hand, there's so many people who just, you know, talk to them and they really aren't connected with what's going on because you can just, you know, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to hear about it. Well, right. It's a little dangerous for that right now.
It is. It is. You have to be a little connected. But
and you don't want to overdo it. You're absolutely right. But you need to be aware of what's going on. And also, I have no problem now with correcting people. Which is, I would never do that before. But if they just start telling me some lie, I'll go, wait a minute, there's an article here I need to send you. That's not true. And nicely, you know, even, you know, with friends. But this is a very critical time. I'm again, when they interview some of the like presidential historians, I mean, you know, they're talking about this is as important and critical as the days after the Civil War, when it's pulling the country like back together, putting it back together, keeping it together. Yes. So anyway,
soapbox. All right.
Sitting on a soapbox.
And now for something completely different. Big J says he's been watching something he's never watched before called Supernatural that his girlfriend's shown him all about. And Big J, I have watched Supernatural from beginning to end. I've seen it all. There's like 15 seasons, so you've got a lot of TV to watch. Wow. It's going to take you a while, but it's a good show. It's definitely. Did you ever watch it, Dwayne?
No.
Yeah. Good show if you're into the paranormal kind of stuff, definitely. And Reno B is watching Feud, Capote and his Swans, which I hear is great.
Yeah.
I have not watched that yet. I did watch Fellow Travelers recently, which is completely awesome, but is an emotional mess, and it is hard to get through. I highly recommend it, but it's really hard to watch. So, have you watched it at all, Dwayne? Or
no, I've heard that same review.
Yeah,
that is excellent. But
it's excellent, and it really captures the times that these guys lived through, the characters lived through from the 50s up into the 80s, and you know, it's an important capture of history and what happened, but at the same time, it's just hard to watch because it's like, holy crap, what's wrong with the world?
Yeah.
And speaking of what's right with the world, this weekend on Sunday night, we have a great show with Mary Pat Donovan in Late Night Catechism. She will be talking with Amber all about her 30-year career playing a nun and raising money for nuns. And this is the longest one character running off Broadway show in history. And she has helped write it originally, and there are multiple people around the country and around the world that do this show as part of the company. There's a company that owns it now and leases it, has actors that go out and do it when somebody wants to do it. And I know there are multiple shows of it going on. And in fact, she says she has like 9 sequels to it now that have come out. Like, it just keeps going and going, and it's been going for 30 years. So come on in this weekend and hear the stories. She's got a lot of them, and it's fascinating. And Amber really had fun chatting with her. So it'll be a good show.
And she's very, very funny. Just another just in the cast of amazing guests that have been on the show, and the people that you just don't get a chance to see. And she's certainly one of them. She doesn't do that many interviews. So that's a real score. I'm excited about that.
And she loved it. She's also a huge fan of drag queens, so she loves Drag Race. She watches it all the time, and she had a great time. And remind me after the show, Dwayne, I have a funny story that I'm not allowed to repeat. Okay. But I'll tell it to you. I'm not allowed to repeat on air anyway.
Well, here's a woman who made her career, just as a nun. So
yep. And Leah has been watching Mythbusters. I can't say it. Mythbusters. And Poppy says they cracked me, which means they're nuts, and is afraid some kid will imitate them. Well, it's since the show's been around a long time. If people aren't imitating them, they're imitating Jackass or some other horrible show. Like,
it's somebody always loses a finger on July 4th. So
that's why they have those disclaimers on the show. And Malta Scott is hooked on investigation discovery, and he fears his neighbors.
Want to know more about that?
Chrissy B says hi. And
hey, Chrissy B.
Leah says she loves nonsense. And Rue McClanahan was hilarious in the original Broadway cast. I did not see that, but it must be recorded somewhere if you've seen it, Leah, because I don't think you've been to New York to see Broadway, but very cool. And now, speaking of other good things that are going on in the world, let's get a quick message from our roving reporter in the dark.
Please come join me for the Beaver Pond Players Chat tonight on YouTube and on Facebook Live. I'll see you all there. Bye.
And there he is.
Hi.
Hey,
Big J.
Hi.
Did you forget to turn on a light?
Well, I wanted to do it in the dark because it's basically, I keep my room in, different colors.
Okay. Well, you need just a little more light so we can see you. But other than that, a good message. I hope you put it out there for lots of people to see.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Good. So, Big J, you had bagel bites.
Yep. I love bagel bites. They're one of my favorite foods to eat.
And you know what that means?
Uh-huh.
It's not a bagel bite, but it's pizza. I actually had pizza for lunch today, so there you go. Dwayne, what did you have for lunch since you had no dinner report?
I had a BLT.
Oh, the leftovers? Didn't you have that the other night?
No, I did have one the other night, but I went out to lunch with a friend, and it's a really great place for breakfast, but their lunches aren't so hot. So I just wanted to go with something safe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to screw up a BLT, but it can be done.
Oh, it can be done. Yes, the bacon needs to be really well done. If
yes.
if it's squealing, I send it back.
Do you like BLTs, Big J?
I'll have to look into that.
You'll have to look
It's a
into
no.
it.
I haven't been there quite yet.
It's
Two
not,
bagel bites with bacon in between and a slice of lettuce.
that's a BBLPT.
So, would you like to buy a vowel?
Bye,
But,
Val.
but boy, what an amazing drive ball. Lots of great people. Great to see everybody there. It was a party.
It was a lot of fun. Yes, we had a good time. So, and we're going to be doing an interview coming up with Mike Oxready in the next few weeks, who is taking over for the LeMays as the host of Drag Ball. So you'll
Yep.
have to be nice to Mike so that you can be sure and get up on stage again.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now that you've finally done it.
I know, because to all of you who did try to make it to last time's drive ball, I was like the next person to go up on stage, and unfortunately, Amber and the whole house had to shut it down because of the sewage pipes, and I was a zombie that night, not feeling that happy, and I had to tell my group that we need to redo it, and so we did, and we nailed it that time.
You did a great job. You really did. I hope you enjoyed the clip that I included.
Oh, I loved it. It was great.
Good. So I've got the whole thing. I don't know if do you have a copy of it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom recorded a really good,
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
When I get a moment, I will be putting that up on our web or our YouTube so you can see it. So,
Oh, yeah, and I'll definitely make sure to share it.
so, and speaking of our YouTube, we also have, I don't want people to forget, our website with a fantastic shop on it that's got all kinds of stuff on there that you should go check out. There's a Rocco Zamboni collection with lots of products that with Rocco on them. And we have some really great vintage confidential selections like this one with Alice on her way to the orgy. And you can get a tote bag to take to your orgy if you would like. So go check out amberlive.tv and look at our shop because summer's coming up. You need new t-shirts. And how about some funny ones that support Amber Live?
Yeah, and maybe President Big J's t-shirts in the future.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So Leah had pizza for lunch too. She had a Giuseppe frozen pepperoni pizza.
Oh, nice.
And Reno says crispy bacon is so good.
So good.
Doubly Amp says you can see the Rue McClanahan nonsense on YouTube. Oh, cool.
Nice.
And it's also on
HD.
Broadway HD. And Joanne says, I'll see you on Saturday, Big J.
Yep, I'll see you on Saturday if the weather holds up good for skiing, because last few weeks we only had, ski practice once, but we were, last week we were just outside and it was windy and crappy out.
Special Olympics?
Yep, Special Olympics competition is coming up. I'm not quite sure if it's going to happen or not, but.
And you're going to ski?
Yep, I'm going to ski as fast as I can.
Well, I think you have to do that to win, so.
Yeah.
All right. So what else, Dwayne? Talked about TV. We talked about dinner and lunch.
Well, you and I worked on a couple videos off the history of Studio 54.
Oh yeah,
and Russell did some editing and put it out on Instagram, and it's been going crazy, much with the help of the Divine fan page. So
yes,
give a shout out to them. Thank you, Malta.
Malta Scott and said that quite a while ago, and I meant to bring it up, but we were chatting about other stuff. So,
yeah, it's always fun when something hits with people and they enjoy it.
And I'm going to tell you guys a story about what Matt Scott said about on the YouTube, during the drag ball thing that was held on Sunday, they thought that the dress that I got was from them, but I told Mascot that I got that dress from Old Gold because I had no other way to dress like Michael, so I went to Old Gold and found a sequin part to go with it for Thriller.
Old Gold is awesome. So
Yeah.
yes, and Malta Scott says that red tunic. It is red.
Yep, it's red. Mm-hmm.
But you were having fun and doing Michael Jackson, your favorite.
Yep,
So.
Michael Jackson, and spending time with Rocco Zamboni on that video clip. I want to thank him for letting me be part of that video as well.
So Michael Jackson used to go to Studio 54.
Oh, yeah.
And Dwayne hung out at Studio 54.
Exactly.
All right. Dwayne hung out outside Studio 54 hoping to get in, but
well, I knew I wasn't going to get in, and I even in the video we did, I thought, it's nobody cares about what I did, but I'll tell you here because it was kind of funny. So I thought, as I went to New York with two friends of mine, and when I was 18, and that's what I wanted to do for my high school graduation was let my parents allow me to go to New York. So I spent the night. That was my plan, and my friends didn't want to do that. They wanted to get laid. So they were looking for girls. And I was like, no, I'm just going to spend. So I did. I spent the night out there and just watched them come. But I saw so many celebrities, and I thought some things were so funny. Like one was, I noticed like about halfway down the block, a car stops, and this little bitty man gets out. Right. And then he's walking down the street, and he did it intentionally because by the time he got there, everybody's going, Truman, 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 not the president, but Capote. But he did that so that people would start to notice him. So by the time he got there, it was like an event where all the other stars would be like, right up to the door and and be let in. But I saw Andy Warhol and Halston and all the people you would think you would see. And as a kid, it was just like surreal. Yeah. So, and of course, I wasn't going to get in and didn't try to get in, so I was,
according to that,
I wasn't
enough. According to the trailer for the movie, all you have to do is take your shirt off.
Well,
and Mike Myers let you in.
Yeah. And then you couldn't get out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Maybe that would have worked back then, but anyway, that's and I'm so glad I did that. It was an odd thing to do because the club wasn't really open that long. Yeah, so I didn't include that in the video because who cares?
It's funny though the way people like that worked the room, like the I'm coming down the street.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Did you ever hear the story about Michael Alec and what he used to do?
Yes.
About going around the room.
Where's my friend? Where's my friend?
Yeah, and it was him, and was it Richie Rich or I can't think of the name of the other guy. Yeah, but there was somebody who hung out with a lot, and they would each head in a different direction and work their way around the room and say, "Oh, have you seen Michael Alec? Have you seen Michael Alec? Do you know where Michael Alec is?" And then once they passed each other, they would start and going back through all those people. They'd be like, "Hey, I'm Michael Alec," and they would go, "Oh, somebody so and so was looking for you." Like, "Oh, really? Where are they?" And that's how they got their name out there. And it's so funny that some people just know how to do that stuff.
Yeah, well, he knew how to do a number of things.
Yeah, well.
That's the least of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we won't talk about that. We might as well talk about the murder.
What murder?
What murder? Chopping up bodies and throwing them in the river. He just forgot to put any weights in the box to sink it.
Don't kill your drug dealer. That's the
and especially don't try to hide the body when you're completely high and don't know what you're doing.
Awesome.
So Rocco, you have a request there.
Yeah, I see that.
Poppy finally has some home care, which is great. And maybe Rocco could write a poem for her.
Yeah.
Is she cute? Is she cute? Maybe Rocco could get a date.
I
Yeah.
don't need any dates. I'm done with all that.
And Leah, I also want to thank you for telling me that I'm, wish I was running for president, but I'm already president for Amber Live. So there we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you got the niece and nephew to bed, Rocco?
Oh, me, yeah. Well, one
No,
of them's on
the other Rocco.
One of them's
one
on the couch behind me.
Watching TV.
No, passed out. The other one's
Oh.
upstairs watching TV. Probably for another 2 seconds, she'll pass out.
Oh, okay. And did you eat your third fish sandwich?
No, that wasn't even my plan for dinner, but I'm glad I had them because it's a long story. I wasn't going to go to this science fair, but we came back here. Started at 7. It was 6:45. Rocco Jr.'s like, "Can we go to the science fair?" I'm 25 minutes away from the school. So we went. It was a good time. He didn't win, but he did great.
Isn't he supposed to be there?
No, they weren't showing. They weren't doing anything. It's just you walk around and look at what kids did. So it was optional.
Oh.
But they had students from Stony Brook who are, I guess, are science majors. They were doing experiments, and it was pretty fun. So I'm glad we went.
Nice.
They passed out on the way home.
So Leah wants to know if you got the Newfoundland pickup lines, Rocco.
Other than you want a fish sandwich, like a tongue sandwich, I could say, hey, listen, you've had a fish tongue in your mouth. How about having a Rocco tongue in your mouth?
Huh.
I think you already used that one.
Probably. Did it work?
Oh, and here you go.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Rocco has boobs in a box. He doesn't need the rest.
Damn right.
That was a good episode of that. I watched that. Yeah.
That was a classic. Boob in a box.
Oh, that was a good one.
The only YouTube video I ever had that almost reached 1 million views.
You need to do more of those.
Yeah, well, that was only because of Saturday Night Live had Dick in a Box. When they came out with that, I just tagged the hell out of it, and people found it.
Back in the day.
That and Shea Stadium being torn down. I got video of that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I walked over there because, we were not too far from there. And I got video of the knocking it down.
With a woman with the boob in the box standing in front of it.
Yeah.
Too funny.
I got to start releasing a lot of old classic black hole television sketches. There was some good stuff back in the day. The quality is crap, but it's still fun.
So is it on Kinescope or?
It might as well be.
Or
It's a Nickelodeon.
You spin it this way.
The literal Nickelodeon. But yeah, good stuff. That's one thing. I'm looking for some work now. So I'm going through all my old stuff, and I got to get new stuff, not just Rocco's stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
I got to start filming things. But I've been working on the movie that's coming close to being done, believe it or not.
Woohoo!
Yay.
That's going to be a major. I'm going to invite every one of you people to come see the premiere, or I'll do an online screening. I don't know.
That movie is almost older than Big J.
Seriously. Yeah. Guess how old the movie just turned February 21st?
I'm not quite sure.
19.
Wow.
And he's still
done.
He's still editing it.
At least it's legal.
Well, there's a long story to the whole thing, but
actually, that's a good line, Rocco. Finally, it's legal. 19 years in the making.
Almost 18.
Or worse yet, barely legal.
Barely legal. That's
that'll get you some hashtag.
That's a good line for it.
We're trying to think of ways to market this because I mean it was shot in 2005. It's a period piece at this point. You know?
Don't go there. So here's some classic Newfoundland pickup lines. Nice bum, where you from? And Jeet yet? Mother got the pot on.
I have to go there and try them out.
You wouldn't eat fish tongue if they paid.
I wouldn't mind meeting a nice Newfie girl.
Yeah, but she'd make you drink screech and kiss a fish. So
I've done worse.
That's true. True story. You didn't put your pin on tonight, Rocco.
Dude, I forgot everything. I'm you know, it's been one of those days that you saw the rivers I was just driving through. I wasn't thinking about my pin till I sat down and saw yours.
It happens. It happens. I remembered mine tonight. You've called me out before when I've been like, oh, crap.
I wore mine at Drag Ball.
Yep. On the red jacket.
That's right. I wanted people to know I'm part of Amber's crew.
Yep.
You've been screwed.
By Amber. Not literally. Don't get any ideas.
Oh.
I still need to button myself too, because then I can still be Amber Screw as well.
So Jay, how's things with your girl?
It's going pretty well. We had our first date last week.
Yeah, I know. You said that you met her for the first time. That's awesome.
Where'd you go?
Applebee's.
Oh,
And
the
what'd you
classic
get- what'd
first
you get to
date
eat?
restaurant.
Well, I got a grilled cheese there. It was good.
Okay. Anything else or just grilled cheese?
Just grilled cheese and a Mountain Dew for a drink.
Did it come with fries?
Yep. I ate some of that as well.
Yeah.
What'd she order?
That's a hard one. I'll have to ask her that the next time when I see her.
So Rocco, you old dog that chases cars, would you know what to do if you caught one? Oh, don't worry, Malta Scott. He's caught something.
Yeah.
But it cleared up. So
Thank you. Leah says, Jeet means did you eat? And the pot refers to Jig's dinner, which is carrot, turnip, potatoes, salt beef, cabbage, peas, pudding, and blueberry cake.
All boiled.
All boiled together in the same pot. You do the cake in there too?
Seriously, whose idea was it to put blueberry cake?
Now, we've talked about peas pudding before, and I think that's something that you do in a bag.
I'd pee in a bag.
Yeah. And I know Rocco wouldn't eat a Jig's dinner because it's got cabbage in it, and we won't even discuss the other vegetables. He might eat some of them.
Take out the turnip, the cabbage, probably the peas pudding, even though I like peas, and blueberry cake, even though I like blueberry cake. I don't know about how I feel about having it boiled in a.
Well, cakes are, I mean, a lot of like British puddings, which means dessert, the cakes are actually steamed. So I could see it being done. It seems weird to me unless the blueberry cake is like seriously sealed in something so it doesn't pick up the flavor of the cabbage.
Or does that explain British teeth?
Well, let me tell you, if you've ever had sticky toffee pudding, it's freaking good, and you'd want to give up your teeth for that stuff.
Yeah.
Anything with toffee, I'm in.
Oh my God. The first time I had that over there, I was like, oh my God, I never want to leave. It is so good. And that's a steamed cake that has toffee over it, and it's just delicious. I've never made it here. I think there are recipes. I should find one and try it sometime.
I'm surprised you haven't tried it already. You like trying stuff like that.
I do. It's just, I think it's a bit of work.
I bet. As opposed to just boiling a blueberry cake.
Yes. So explain that to us, Leah. Does the blueberry cake really go in the same pot as the peas pudding and all the other stuff?
Yeah, I'm kind of confused on that.
We're stupid Americans, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've never seen a cake go into a pot before.
It's prepared and eaten on Sundays in Newfoundland.
Yep.
They sell them at Safeway.
Of course they do. I'm looking at one here, a recipe. There's no mention of blueberries in this one.
They're saying it's a classic Irish boiled dinner.
Kind of, yeah.
This sounds like whatever's left in the refrigerator.
Seriously.
So this says that the peas pudding, which is a savory pudding dish made of boiled legumes, and figgy duff. This one says figgy duff instead of blueberry pudding. But figgy is basically a raisin dessert.
I thought that was you went to high school with Figgy Duff.
Yeah, and both of those
Wasn't he in Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
It says that they're both of those are put in pudding bags that are immersed in the rich broth that the meat and vegetables create. So
now I'm checking out other Newfoundland
here we
dishes.
go. Okay. Correction from Poppy. The blueberry duff isn't boiled in the same pot with everything else. You boil it in a peas pudding bag, but in a separate pot. That makes sense.
Yes.
There we go.
I wasn't so sure about the flavor of cabbage and blueberries, but
yeah, because I've never seen cakes in pots. So there we go. Thanks, Leah, for telling us about that.
I like them both, and I bet they're delicious, but just not cooked together.
Yeah.
Thank you, Poppy, for clarifying that.
Yeah, thank you too, Leah, for telling me about these interesting facts and things I never knew about.
Maybe Rocco will have to make a Jigs dinner some night and bring it over.
Or some fish and brewis, consisting of cod and hard bread or hard tack.
Hard tack, yeah.
I like cod.
You break your teeth on hard tack.
Yeah. I'll have a heart attack.
Hey! Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this.
Hard tack is like a hard biscuit or cookie or cracker.
Fish and brewis with scrunchions.
Now you're just going crazy. I'm not taking off my scrunchions from my hair and putting them in a pot.
Say, yeah. I always wonder what you do with those leftover scrunchies. You boil them in cabbage. And,
those things are delicious.
I don't cook. This is like a nightmare right here. Oh, I'm with Big J. It's like bagel bites safe. That's a lot safer.
You and Big J can have bagel bites and
I'm with him on that. Going like,
I'm totally up for trying. I'm totally up for trying Jig's dinner. I think it's probably delicious.
I would try certain elements of it. I'd pick out
you wouldn't eat the cabbage.
Yeah,
but I think it's basically a boiled Irish dinner.
That's what it sounds like. I mean, I like the corned beef and cabbage and potatoes. I just don't eat the cabbage part.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Poppy says, I knows all about that. I was a brakesman breaking down hard bread. He used to work for Purity, the company that made hardtack.
I just saw that. Purity makes that.
Yep. Purity is a Canadian company.
Oh, wow.
So Poppy used to break the bread?
I'm not sure. Maybe he broke it up into the pieces that went into the containers to sell.
He was a brakesman breaking down hard bread.
Yep.
So Poppy used to break bread all the time with people.
Wow.
Yep. And get paid for it.
Right? That's not bad.
So anybody got any other great comments tonight?
Yeah, let us know.
Dwayne, be brilliant.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you know what? I was on a show, and they wanted me to do a poem, and it went completely out of my head. I mean, completely
out of your head.
And you know this show, so I'm gonna do this. Skiing down a corkscrew noodle, my feet sliced red in the hot tomato goo. Wet dreams of Prince Macaroni and my Wednesday afternoon. But I know that skiing down your body, the mountains of your body, the I forgot the last half of it. Well, you get the idea.
Yes.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
And this was a podcast.
Yeah. So,
and you need to have those things written down in front of you, or did they just throw that at you?
It was a food thing. You're skiing down a corkscrew noodle. I mean, you can just there's an image.
Malta Scott cooks his corned beef and cabbage and stout. Says it does wonders for the cabbage. Maybe we get Rocco to try some cabbage that way.
I have.
Yeah.
It makes the corned beef really good. Cabbage is still cabbage to me.
Yeah.
Were you like by a cabbage as a child, or?
Oh no, I hated it then too.
Hated it then too.
Well, yeah, but you're supposed to grow into vegetables, not further
and
away.
I did, just not all of them. I wish I liked I wish I liked everything because I like to eat.
Poppy used a machine like a ringer washer, but 10 times the size.
Wow.
Oh man.
Interesting fact.
Don't get caught in that thing.
Then you'll be a dead ringer.
So, all right. Well, we've been here for an hour.
You're looking to get out of here. Okay, fine.
No, it's probably about that time. So that everybody can get on with their evening. I know Big J probably has to go microwave some more bagel bites.
Nope, I don't have anything else going on, so I'm just on here with you guys.
Oh, and since he has nothing else going on, he decided to join us.
Yeah.
And Malta Scott says more dad jokes, Rocco.
I got a million of them.
Yeah, don't get him started. I'll go back to trying to remember how to pronounce Giardina.
Giardina.
Giardina. No.
Judy Gardenia.
Where did that go? Now I need it.
Vincent Gardenia.
Yeah.
There it is. Jarladina.
Jarladina. That's easy.
Jarladina.
Jarladina. There you go.
Uh-oh. And apparently a friend of Poppy's did get caught in the ringer.
What? Ooh. Oh, God.
And what happened?
Yeah. Stephen King wrote a story about that, so don't read it. So Reno B says, good to see you guys. Have a great night.
You too, Reno.
Thank you all. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.